Welcome back, class. When we left off, we were discussing two-wheeled carts in relation to the proverb which was given to us, and, of course, after a moment of reflection, it became completely obvious that, yes, they're talking about rickshaws. Of course. But, what's happened has already happened. I've looked like a fool, and I apologize for that, but, yes, of course, they were talking about rickshaws, invented in the mid-19th century during the Meiji Restoration in Japan. Now the word comes from jinrikisha, which is a combination of three Japanese words, jin being man, riki meaning power, and sha meaning vehicle, so it's literally a man-powered vehicle. And we're going to take these men down here and meet Warsaw. Now, clearly they've already met the Japanese or the Aztec, because they're only giving us 15 gold, even though we're still threatening them with sticks. So, Warsaw is irrational, so it may be difficult to form a Warsaw Pact, but we'll do our best. And what's this? A Barbarian galley. Goodness, the Barbarians are way ahead of me. Way ahead of me. We're going to have to do some real catching up if we want to be contenders on the world stage, as the Greek were. Now we can see Warsaw is defending itself very ably against those galleys, and we're not going to go there right now because I may as well. Just to see what's down here. Just to see what's going on. Athens, we have 3 citizens, and they're experiencing stagnation. Right, because they don't have any food. So what we're going to try and do here, let's see. Give them a food focus. And yeah. So they don't have enough food. We're going to give them a focus on food. And we're going to see what happens here. Can we buy them a granary? No, we can't buy them a granary. We don't have nearly enough money. But these were hard times for Greece. Back in 2400 BC, it was difficult. Difficult to live in this heavily forested area near the deserts. Now Montezuma still wants open borders with me, but I'm still not interested, so sorry, Montezuma. I'm going to have to refuse. What I'm going to do, actually, is I keep meaning to turn up the game volume, because it's much easier and cheaper for us to have the game music playing. How's that? We'll see how that is. Than to have to be editing in music as I've done in episodes 2 and 3. So we'll see what that's like for now. I'll return to the game. What's that? Oh, the settler's ready. Yes, so now we finally have our settler, and it's time for this settler to begin their perilous journey towards their next destination. What we're going to do is we're going to send our warrior on ahead here, because we want to settle in this area. We're probably going to settle right there. Right there. Or here? Would this be better? Oh, but this is on the coast. We don't have a city on the coast quite yet. And as I recall, they were closer to Athens than to Japan when they founded the next city. So we're going to just be true to history here and see what we should have the city to build next. Now, our defense advisor recommends we create a warrior, whereas our economic advisor thinks that we should create a settler. But I'm not sure that either of them are correct in what they're suggesting. I think if we let our money build up a little longer, we'll be able to buy these. But what we can't buy is a granary. And we need food. Excuse me. Someone is messaging me to let me know about the latest developments. in historical education. Also seem to have forgotten my timer, so this episode may not be regulation length. We will see. I'll just make it a little shorter on my timer there. So, let's carry on through history. Those Japanese scouts are hopefully not going to be massacred by the barbarians. Meanwhile, Warsaw, as we're seeing... Oh, no, those are my soldiers. But not its mineral rights. Ah, J. Paul Getty. So now we've learned mining. As we mentioned last episode, mining is a great way to make a living, really. It's just really exciting, rewarding work. It's got good pay, good benefits usually. Miners rarely get trapped underground and forced to stay there for months at a time. And they almost never die of diseases directly caused by their occupation. So really it's a win-win for them. But now that we know about mining, we're going to find that... Where's our worker? There are our workers. Now they're creating a farm, which is going to increase our food. That's good. That's good. So they're going to construct that farm, which is going to take them a few more turns. I'm going to have them stop automation. I'm going to have them keep working on that farm for now, because they've already started. And what shall we study next? What will the Greeks study next? Now, bronze working will let us remove jungles, and will let us build the hoplite, which is the first defensive unit in the game, and the first defensive unit in history. However, horseback riding, companion cavalry. Now, we don't have access to these horses yet, so it won't do us much good to try and learn horseback riding just now. Open borders treaties, we're not interested in those yet. Sailing. Well, we do have a city we're about to build on the coast. Let's go for sailing for now. Because it was around this time in history, within the next few hundred years, that the Greek began learning how to build a navy. And we're going to just have our settlers move along. They should be safe from the barbarians here. I haven't seen them. And once they create a city, these warriors will come up to meet them. Let's see, we've got 220 gold now. Is that enough for us to purchase anything that we need? We could purchase a warrior or a scout. So they have moves 2, moves 2. So what's the advantage of a scout then? Oh, it's not slowed by rough terrain, right? Well, we need to chart working our way out to those horses. There we go. Now those are our horses. In addition, we don't have enough money for this right now, but we're going to start expanding this way just so that we own this area and we can prevent further expansion up into the peninsula by the other nations, because that's just not fair. We need to be taking over this area of Europe, much as the Greek did under Alexander, and then pushing down this way into the Middle East and founding several cities, all named Alexandria, along the way, just as Alexander the Great did. He was quite fond of Alexandria, as history has taught us. In Egypt, so fond that he named every city he founded during his final campaign Alexandria. And this is Sparta. As you know, there's a very popular movie called 300, which is in fact an adaptation of a graphic novel, which is about the Spartans. So what we're going to do is choose the production in this city. And as expected, there's only one citizen there. Everything's going to take a very long time to build. But what we're going to have them do, our cultural advisor wants us to build Stonehenge, but We can't really afford wonders at this point. We're very poor, we're very far behind the other nations. What we need are workers, but that's going to take a long time. Let me consult my history book. Okay. Now it looks like we do want to be building a warrior here. So let's get that started. We'll return to the map and move along. It seems that some spearmen are being sent out, which is bad news for us. But let's move on and see where they go. Now Oda Nobunaga is upset that we founded our colony so close to his borders, but we're on a small landmass. There's nothing we can do about it. But we'll apologize, because it's important to be polite. I hope that you'll continue to find common ground. Yes, of course. I'm sure that we will. I'm sure that we will. Now, I would like these workers to move right here. And they're going to start work on a plantation. Meanwhile, we're going to move along. Our warriors are here. They're going to fortify, get themselves healed up as we move along through history. Now, build a plantation. We've got to get some happiness growing in Athens. We've got to get some food, and we've got to get some happiness. Okay, so those spearmen are moving around, moving towards Athens. So we're going to move our soldiers up into Athens for now. And move along. So the barbarians are indeed attempting to attack our city. What we're going to do is sort of demonstrate how Athens, with its 3 citizens, is capable of defending itself against the spearmen of the barbarians. Now this was the first time that the barbarians had attacked Athens in history. They had never dared to venture into a city before, but for now we'll just see how this bombardment works out for them. You can see they're shooting out some arrows. Not very successful. Not very successful. So we're going to move along to the next turn. Now our soldiers have moved in. And Athens is going to continue attacking these barbarians. Okay, I've removed 2 more from history. What we're going to do is have our soldiers attack those spearmen. This is a violent battle. The warriors were no match for the spearmen, but there was nothing that they could do at the time. I'm going to move along through history and see how the defense of Athens fares against the barbarian hordes. Now, shiny things. The amount of gold in their treasury. Yes, we do have a number of gold available to us, which is good. We're in the middle here. And we've finally researched sailing. That's wonderful. So we can use this to build ships for exploration, and that's what we're going to be doing soon.
Your people are no longer.
Yes, I'm aware of that, thank you. Athens is going to bombard these barbarians once more. And our soldiers are going to finish them off at great cost to themselves. To attack right there. Now their first victory over the barbarian hordes. They're going to move back into Athens to regroup. And until next time, that's all she wrote.